guys, Harry here, just doing some massage work on Taylor here, kind of showing you guys some of the stuff that we do in the massage rooms if someone comes in with a little bit of pain or anything. This one in particular, we're going to be working on her shoulder a little bit. So whenever I start work on someone's shoulder, I'll usually start off with some fascial shearing. This just helps to stretch the fascia out a little bit on the tissues. So fascia is kind of like the connective tissue that interweaves throughout the entire body. You've got it on every single muscle fiber in your entire body. So stretching it out will just help to get a little bit of circulation going and allow us to do a little bit better muscle work too. So speed it up for purposes of the video too, but starting off with that, just to loosen tissues up. After that, I'll do a little bit of active range of motion with them. So I'm doing a little bit of compression right on top of her shoulder in her AC joint, grabbing on top of the shoulder too, just getting some compression, and doing compression while moving it allows for better circulation, a little more blood flow to the area, just gets the muscles warmed up a little more. After doing some work on this part, I'll usually address right into the shoulder blade here. You've got a muscle called your subscapularis. It's one of the rotator cuff muscles, especially if you're an athlete that uses your arms, or like a tennis player especially too. This muscle gets really tight and inhibited, which causes a lot of internal rotation of your shoulder. So you'll see people with these rounded forward shoulders, and it's usually caused by this muscle being a little bit too tight and restricted. So we just move this around a little bit while putting pressure on different parts of it to help free up some space in there. After doing some work on that, I usually stretch the shoulder out a little bit too. This one feels awesome. You get a really good side body stretch over the entire thing. And it just feels super good. Right, Taylor?
Yeah.
After doing that, I usually do a little bit of neck work too. Got a muscle up here called your trapezius. And anytime you've got shoulder issues, this will also get really bunched up too. Anytime you're shrugging those shoulders up, this muscle takes a brunt of that too. So just a little bit of compression on top of it. I'll usually start off a little bit slower and with less pressure, but over time, I'll dig in a little bit further. Once again, getting some movement with it too. Feels super good. You can feel tissues really starting to stretch. Sometimes it gets to be a little bit intense too, but that's where I'll always have active communication with the client, asking them how it feels, if the pressure is tolerable, and how they're feeling overall during the entire bit of it. So moving around, doing some lateral flexion of the neck too, rotation, and then finishing up with some just general work on the shoulder area up top. A little more that I'll do is I'll work on the back of the shoulder too. So then working on the back of it, you've got rhomboid muscles back here, your erector spinae group, you've got the rotator cuff back here, and then the traps that go over top. So to be able to address the back of the shoulder, I'll start off doing a thumb pisiform technique, which is just basically putting my thumb down right in the middle of the shoulder blade, pressing down, going over the entire area of the back like that. And then I can go over here, get right into the scapula, address the inner parts of this too, getting over into the rotator cuff. And you can do just a bunch of different stuff too. Addressing the rotator cuff. From there, you can also have the person, if they've got enough range of motion, put their hand behind their back, do a little bit of shoulder range of motion too, just to kind of lubricate the shoulder joint. And then we do more compression work too. Usually they won't have a shirt on. If they do, you can still totally work on it. It's totally fine. But this is just like a basic flow of stuff that I'll do for working on somebody's shoulder.